You're watching Explore Tulsa.
There's been over 1,200 violent attacks on churches since January of 1999. And right now the public narrative is that Christians are weak, that they're vulnerable, that they don't know how to deal with these sort of things. And that's what I'm setting out to address and make it clear to everybody that once Psalm 144 has been in there and once the church protection team is in place, that if evil tries to darken the door, this is the wrong church. And there's a way that you can do that while still having that welcoming atmosphere. And that was that tension that I set out to address. Well, I've been in the martial arts for over 30 years. I'm a former police officer, and I've been involved in about every aspect of security you can imagine. And my undergraduate degrees are in criminal justice and interdisciplinary studies with an emphasis in sociology. And I came to ORU to attend seminary and earn a Master of Arts in Practical Theology. And back in 2012, I became involved with a very tiny church, had a number of credible threats that came in as a result of a video that they had released that went viral. And whenever I became involved to work to protect the family and the church at large is when I realized what a huge issue there was with church security. And as I started investigating it, I realized that one of two things were happening. Either people were completely ignoring it, pretending like a church is invulnerable to any kind of violent attack, which is nonsense, to people were going too far with it, and they had almost paramilitary looking people running around, and they were scaring off potential visitors. So I set out to address how do you harden a church, that is, make it where it doesn't look like it's a target to a possible bad guy or someone engaging in predatory behavior, while creating a warm and welcoming atmosphere for people who might be considering the church. And a result of that was Psalm 144 church protection seminars. And what changed things for me was WFX magazine, Worship Facilities magazine. They published my first article nationally January of last year. And as a result of that, they had invited me down to Dallas for WFX Dallas, which is the largest church conference in America. And I spoke on church security. And on October 8th and the 9th, I was down there, and I said that based on my training, education experience, and almost 5 years of research, that a violent attack on the church is imminent. And that I don't believe it was going to be in New York, Chicago, LA. And what I said down there in front of hundreds and hundreds of people was that I believe it's going to be in a small rural church in Texas, Nebraska, or Oklahoma. Less than 2 weeks later, Sutherland Springs happened, and 26 people were slaughtered when they came together to worship. So what I do is I train all day Saturday, and then on Sunday I oversee the newly formed church protection team, and then we have 2 to 3 hours of follow-up training after that. There's a saying of the greater the sacrifice, the greater the value attached. Whenever you have someone who's not doing security for $8 or $9 an hour, they're doing it because they love their church. They're doing it because they know Mrs. Smith. They know little Lily that's running around. They know little Luna that's running around. And I'm here to lay down my life if I have to. If someone comes in that door, you cannot train that into somebody. So when you get the congregation members that have that heart and intent, they are within one weekend, they are at a level of an experienced security officer because they have that heart and intent and they have the love for their church. Tori Meehan, who happens to be Miss Tulsa, is a friend of mine from ORU, and she's a street edge student, but she expressed interest in 144, and that's why I was so happy that she could be a part of today, because that was true training that I was giving her before she came in. And I firmly believe that if she needed to remove a belligerent subject, that she could do it. And she's Miss Tulsa. She's a college student. I don't know how to separate who I am from keeping people safe and secure. It's all the same thing. That is who Tim is. I have what I call a 2 a.m. mirror test, where I look in the mirror and I ask myself 2 questions. Did I learn anything today, and did I help anybody today? And if the answer isn't yes to either one, to both of those, then I just failed my own test. And I wasn't getting that. I wasn't able to say yes when I was in the sales world, and that's why I made the huge leap of faith a month ago to make this full time, and was incredibly blessed to be able to have this facility. And Bob, the owner of the building, believes in me, and the different things that have led to my being able to have the support that I have here. I mean, I've had a number of failures in my life. I've been knocked down more times than I can think about. But what I always say is I go back to Proverbs 28, the righteous are bold as a lion, and every time I get pushed against the wall, I push off stronger because I've got God at my back.